Why did Jungkook leave Korea in total silence? And why Tokyo? Why now, May 23rd, 2025? Seoul's Hanam district was quieter than usual that night. For armies who track even the subtlest digital trace of their idols, something didn't feel right. Jungkook's socials had gone silent for 72 hours. No Weverse posts. No Instagram stories. No late-night V-Lives. Just stillness. The kind of stillness that made fans whisper in group chats. Is something wrong? At exactly 10:17 p.m., a blurry, rushed photo began circulating in Korean fan circles. Jungkook, dressed in all black, a cap pulled low, sunglasses on, walking briskly into a side entrance at Gimpo Airport. The timestamp matched the surveillance log leaked later that night. Jungkook had just left Korea. And not for a military event. Not for an official schedule. No label staff were seen. He was alone. The destination was Tokyo. Within minutes, hashtags began to trend. Hashtag where is Jungkook? Hashtag Jungkook in Tokyo. Hashtag something happened at by midnight. Thousands of armies worldwide were trying to figure out why the global pop icon had seemingly vanished into Japan under total radio silence. His enlistment status had not changed. No BTS group announcement had been made. Even HYB, usually swift with responses, remained ominously quiet. Was he sick? Was it a personal emergency? Or was Jungkook finally taking control of something in his life? Away from the media, the lights, and the never-ending spotlight. Then came the first unconfirmed sighting. A fan posted a video, shaky, low-res, clearly taken in haste, showing someone who looked unmistakably like Jungkook, stepping out of a black SUV in central Tokyo. He was met by a woman in a long beige coat. They didn't speak. They didn't smile. But they walked off together into the night like they'd done this before. The internet cracked in half. Who was the woman? What was he doing there? Was this a secret relationship? A business meeting? Or something darker? Some fans pointed to the timing. Just 3 days earlier, Japanese tabloids had hinted that a Korean megastar was involved in an undisclosed high-stakes legal issue involving a Tokyo-based conglomerate. Was this connected? By morning, HYB finally spoke, but their words only deepened the mystery. We cannot confirm or deny the private movements of our artist at this time. We ask for your understanding and continued respect for his privacy. That's it. Nothing about safety. Nothing about the company's awareness.
No denial.
No confirmation. IT was as if Jungkook had stepped outside of the BTS world and into a new reality. AS fans clung to hope. A single tweet from a Tokyo fan account sent chills across timelines. I saw Jungkook at 3 a.m. near the Rainbow Bridge. He looked upset, like he was running from something. I'll never forget that face. What could have possibly brought Jungkook to Tokyo under such secretive, emotional, and possibly dangerous circumstances? And more importantly, what happened next?
Who is she?
And what is she doing with Jungkook at 3 a.m. in Tokyo without any security? It was still dark when he stepped out of the SUV. A Tokyo back alley near Roppongi, lit only by the orange flicker of a half-dead neon sign, became the setting for what fans now call the sighting that changed everything. Jungkook, silent, disguised, almost unrecognizable to the untrained eye, walked briskly toward her. She was already waiting. A tall woman with long black hair tied in a low bun, wore a beige trench coat, and no makeup. She held a small envelope in her left hand. That much, the grainy 3-second video revealed. But it wasn't the meeting itself that left fans breathless. It was Jungkook's face. He wasn't smiling. He wasn't relaxed. He looked like someone walking into a confrontation. The internet exploded. Was this a secret girlfriend? A past lover? A translator? A whistleblower? Theorists dove into archived fan cams and staff rosters from every Tokyo appearance Jungkook had made since 2018. Some thought she resembled a stylist he worked with during BTS's 2019 fan meet in Shibuya. Others believed she worked in media law. Then came the bombshell, a leaked post from an anonymous insider on a K-pop forum that had broken several major scandals before. Jungkook's in Tokyo to settle something that's haunted him for years. She's not his girlfriend. She's the one holding the key to a deal that could bury everything. The cryptic message sent shockwaves across the fandom. What kind of deal? And what was being buried? More troubling than the theories was the reality. No one knew where Jungkook had gone after that meeting. Not even his closest known managers.
No updates.
No digital footprints. He hadn't returned to any known hotel, and his passport wasn't registered at any Tokyo lodging database. A global megastar had gone completely off-grid in one of the most surveilled cities on Earth. Armies weren't just worried, they were panicking. "I'm scared for him," one fan wrote on X. "Something about this doesn't feel like a comeback stunt. It feels real, like he's finally doing something for himself, and it might cost him everything." What was he chasing? Was this about the leaked 2022 legal case no one was allowed to talk about? Or was Jungkook finally stepping into a battle he had kept quiet for too long? Then, at exactly 6:42 p.m. the next day, a Tokyo-based freelance journalist posted a chilling update. He was seen at the National Archives building. Security was called. He wasn't aggressive, just desperate. Whispered, "I need to see the record." What record? Was Jungkook digging into something that happened long before BTS's debut? Something that involved his family, his contracts, or something worse? One thing was clear, this wasn't a vacation. It wasn't a secret date. It wasn't even about music. Whatever Jungkook was doing in Tokyo, he was doing it alone. And the woman in the beige coat? She wasn't just a witness. She was a trigger. Why was Jungkook asking for government records? What's been hidden all these years under his name? When news broke that Jungkook had been seen at Japan's National Archives, a heavily restricted zone with layers of bureaucracy even local politicians struggled to navigate, the world stopped scrolling. This was no accident, no PR move, no tourism trip. Jungkook had gone off the grid and straight into the past. A single phrase, captured by a stunned staffer on duty, echoed across Twitter like thunder through glass. "I need to see the record." It's under John Jungkook. John Jungkook, not just JK, not BTS's golden magne. He used his full legal name, the kind used only in courtrooms and official files. Why? The Japanese government declined to comment. But someone inside the building, risking their job and anonymity, leaked a detail that left fans shaking. The record he requested was from 1997. 1997, that he would have been born that year. What could exist from that time under his name? And why would it be held not in Korea, but in Japan? Speculation exploded. Some netizens connected dots nobody had dared to before. Rumors whispered that Jungkook's birth certificate had once been corrected after debut. Others hinted his mother had worked briefly in Japan during the late 90s, something HYB had never confirmed nor denied. Then someone dug deeper. A fan known online as @JJKTruther 1997 uncovered archived immigration records suggesting that a Korean national infant had been involved in a custody dispute in Tokyo that year. The case was buried under layers of sealed court files. The name listed on the redacted public file? John J. That was enough that armies weren't just curious anymore. They were emotional, protective, furious. What if Jungkook's entire origin story had been sanitized for fame? What if the boy they thought they knew, the boy who sang with his whole soul, who cried on stage, who once said, "Music is how I survive," had been carrying the weight of an untold truth? In Seoul, HYB went silent again. Not even a clarification. No press release. No social media update. Jungkook's Weverse account remained untouched. Fans flooded it with pleas. "Please just tell us you're okay. You don't have to tell us what's going on. Just blink twice. Whatever it is, we're with you." But there was no reply, until one came, from Tokyo at 4:13 a.m., an anonymous telegram channel linked to investigative K-pop leaks posted a single line of text. "Jungkook has the file. He's not running. He's preparing." That's when the theories shifted. This wasn't about escaping. It was about facing something. Maybe even exposing it. What could have been buried in Tokyo for 28 years that Jungkook now felt strong enough to uncover, alone? And what happens to the world when its brightest star opens a door that was never meant to be touched? The answer was coming, and it would change everything. What would you do if the truth you were looking for had been written long before you were even born? When the file finally reached Jungkook's hands, according to the anonymous telegram leak, he didn't speak. He didn't cry. He didn't even sit down. He simply held it. 4 pages. Yellowed. Fragile. Tucked in a manila envelope, sealed not with tape, but a government stamp from 1997. What was inside? A letter. Handwritten. Korean. Ink fading at the edges, but unmistakably real. Addressed to my son, John Jungkook, if anyone ever finds this. The world doesn't know yet who wrote it, but Jungkook does. That's why, according to a journalist working with Asahi Shimbun, he left the archives building and walked all the way to the Rainbow Bridge. Alone. In the dark. The file under his coat. No security. No entourage. Just him and the Tokyo skyline, shaking under the weight of a truth long buried. Inside that letter, leaked only in fragments, was a confession. I was forced to choose between protecting you and staying alive. I chose you. The writing was unstable, sometimes rushed, other times calm. It spoke of betrayal, of a secret held by someone with influence in both Korea and Japan. A name redacted in the version leaked online, but the implication was loud and terrifying. This wasn't just personal, it was political. The author of the letter warned of a transaction made in desperation, one that involved a powerful person needing to silence a scandal. A scandal involving an infant, John Jungkook, and a location no fan had ever associated with his childhood. Yokohama District Hospital. Jungkook was born in Busan, or so we thought. If the letter is real, and insiders are now saying it's verified, Jungkook's birth may have happened in Tokyo, under an alias, only later moved to Korea for reasons that were life or death. But why now? Why would he risk everything to unearth this? Why walk straight into the most emotionally volatile moment of his life, alone, unarmed, unsheltered from the press, the world, the internet? Because, according to a source close to someone in HYB, Jungkook had recently received something else, a photograph, slipped under his hotel room door in Kyoto days before his public disappearance. The source claims the image showed a woman, possibly his mother, crying in a Tokyo alley in 1998. Holding a child, the back of the photo said, "One day, they'll let you see the truth." This wasn't random. This was a trigger. Someone wanted him to open the past. Armies are now torn between fear and awe. Their beloved star wasn't hiding, he was digging. Not from curiosity. From pain. From urgency. From a need to reclaim the story that was stolen from him before he could speak. What else is in that letter? Who wrote it? And why, for 28 years, had it been locked in the basement of a Tokyo archive, hidden behind bureaucracy, red stamps, and silence? Jungkook now holds the answers, but the world might not be ready for what he's about to reveal.